Heyo, and thank you for joining me while we take a look at Incident in a Ghostland. It's, I honestly don't know what the official title is, so let's just call it Ghostland. I mean, it's a rather generic title either way. Released earlier in 2018, this is the latest movie from director Pascal Laugier, who 10 years prior to this movie directed the classic Martyrs. And, well, I love Martyrs, so when I heard he came out with a new movie, I got quite excited. Sure, he directed The Tall Man in between, but I feel like that one just sort of came and went. So, for now, Incidents in a Ghostland. The movie starts out rather generic with a mother and her two daughters, Farah, the hot, popular normie girl, and Beth, the introvert, awkward, shy girl. They move into this big, scary house the mother inherited from her aunt, without seemingly ever having visited it before doing so.
Jesus Christ. It's Rob Zombie's house.
But then, after some 10 minutes already, holy shit, some crazy people break into their house and start attacking them. Luckily though, thanks to their badass of a mother, they all get away with it, and now, some 15 years later, the awkward girl is a successful writer. Then, one day, she gets a call from her sister in distress, so she decides to visit the old house where her mother and sister still live to see what's up, and once reunited, some weird shit starts to happen. Woo! That sounds rather exciting, doesn't it? Well, I guess so. It's, like I said, it is all rather generic, and it definitely doesn't help with the way it's all presented in this movie. As in, what we get here, it's all rather typical horror fare. You know, with a scary house, things popping up, and, well, mostly just a lot of super loud sounds and music. Oh, it's just so much. However, when it comes to music, at one point they do play this song, the Teddy Bear's Picnic, which was the inspiration for the Banjo-Kazooie theme that I always use in my videos.
If you go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you...
Nice. Anyway, I was like, Jesus Christ, that sister is fucked. Like, why isn't she in a hospital or institution? But then, and please skip to this time mark if you don't want the movie completely ruined for you. And 3, 2, 1. And I didn't know that it was that kind of movie. They hit me with the plot twist. Yeah, turns out, the two sisters never even made it out of the house. The mother wasn't as badass as Beth imagined, and her whole adult life as a successful writer was just part of her imagination that she used as a coping mechanism. Got him. And, well, I do actually think it was rather clever. I mean, I don't know if it actually is, and it's probably been done before. But and honestly, while I was watching the movie and typing down notes for this video, I did honestly write down something like, got me there. And yeah, I still feel like if you don't overthink it too much, it works pretty well. In retrospect, there's all these little hints, that she took all the elements in her adult life from the room they were locked in. And, I thought it was pretty okay. Not like overly clever, but I liked it. But, so they're still locked up by these crazy people, and now it's sort of like Martyrs, with a second half where shit gets even more depressing. And to be honest, some of the scenes here do indeed get pretty messed up. Like, there's some rather uncomfortable stuff. So, on that front, I would say that this movie delivers. In case you go into this movie expecting another Martyrs, just because it's directed by the same guy some 10 years later. The big difference, however, here is that I feel like Ghostland went for much more of a horror approach, while Martyrs I would, in that case, describe more of a thriller. And the big problem with that is that with Ghostland here, I feel like they kind of went overboard with the whole, let's make this a scary horror movie. And what I mean by that is what I brought up earlier. They mostly just use the most cliche and easy, predictable horror tropes imaginable. Like jump scares and oh, it was just a dream. And again, mostly just a lot of loudness. Loudness isn't necessarily scary, is it? I mean, at one point I actually felt like I forgot how it should feel to be scared by a movie. Since I was like, oh, okay, I think this is scary. But in the end I was mostly just dreading the next loud noise. Which really got me thinking, like, is that all it takes to make a movie scary? Because, you know, that kind of feels like cheating to me. But regardless of how effective the scares in this movie really are, the overall movie, I'd say, was pretty effective. It's just quite relentless, to a degree that it's rather over the top, but yet never so much that it turns comical. I feel like for a mainstream horror audience, this would be pretty out there. And, well, that's actually how I sometimes prefer my horror movies, so I'd say it kind of worked in this case. Then I read some reviews stating that this movie is problematic due to its misogyny and transphobia. I guess because, you know, there's violence towards the two girls, as well as the fact that one of the two characters that broke into the house, that it's this undefined cross-dresser or like a transgender, transsexual person character. But, I don't know. Maybe I'm part of the problem, but it honestly just didn't bother me in the slightest. And, you know, mostly just because it's a movie. It's not real. That's why, if anything is problematic about this movie, I'd say it's the fact that Tyler Hickson, the actress that played young Vera, that she cut open half her face due to poor on-set safety. I mean, that happened. That's fucked up. If anything, that's problematic. But yeah, incident in a Ghostland. Did you guys see it? What did you think? I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty okay. It's just, you know, don't expect anything thought-provoking. Essentially, it's just a, like, disturbing, visceral horror movie with a plot twist thrown in to sort of save it from being a by-the-numbers story. Definitely not as outstanding as Martyrs, but then again, you know, not every two movies by the same director have to be compared to each other. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and then I'll see you guys next time. Cheers! Have a nice day.